like tennis. I'm with this shit like I'm Dennis. I started this shit, I'm a business. Niggas be hating, trying to blemish my image. Who want the smoke? 2 to 3 count with the scope. Extended clip long as a...
Yo, what is up guys? Today I'm bringing you a brand new video on how to get better at 1v1s. As you can tell, I've got a new microphone. It's a really good one. It's an actual blue snowball ice mic. It's only 40 quid. It's actually worth getting. But yeah, I'm going to be uploading more now considering I've actually got decent equipment. So let's get right into the video and just expect more uploads from now on. And I say that a lot normally, but I'm being serious this time because I have the equipment for it. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so the first tip I have for getting better at 1v1s and winning more 1v1s is your binds. So if you play claw, make sure you have binds that will actually help you and use advantage of it, because claw, most people actually don't use it, so you can use that as advantage to other people. What I would recommend is just using your R3 as jump. I'd use your triangle button as edit just because it's easier, and you can use your L3 button as switch mode just to minimize the amount of buttons you're pressing when it comes to claw, so it's easier and it'll become more effective. And yeah, it's all about just finding the right binds and stuff for yourself. I personally prefer to have binds that make me do less work for claw, but that's just for claw. I'm going to move on to non-claw now. If you're a non-claw player, for your binds, it's subjective in a way, so it's for claw as well. But in my opinion, I keep your L3 to edit, your R3 to jump, your touchpad to crouch and stuff like that. Just make it easier for your hands so you can have more freedom and more ability to shoot, because if you're not playing claw, it's going to be harder to edit, harder to build and harder to shoot. So just make sure you find binds that you're comfortable with free building, editing and aiming, and make sure you get used to it and you practice a lot on creative. So that's the first tip, setting up your binds. Alright, now the second most important tip is your playstyle. People have different playstyles, but the first thing you want to do is go into 1v1s and see how you 1v1 other people. See if you're a person who takes shots from far away, a person who doesn't like to build much, someone likes to camp up a lot, box fight, things like that. If you're that type of person, you need to understand how you can use that to your advantage. You can test people's patience. For example, if you're a camper, you can easily just wait them out, stay in the box until they get on top of your box, edit them down and take easy shots and kill them. However, if you're more of an aggressive player, so a player who just doesn't have patience, a player who prefers to kill someone quickly and use aggressive guns such as SMGs, make sure you're kind of able to counter people who are more passive and stuff just by building up your skills and your game awareness. But the truth is that everyone has different play styles. Just find your own, and it doesn't matter what play style, you can use them all to your advantage. They don't fully counter each other in a way. It's just about how you utilize your play style and use it against people, use it to your advantage. So yeah, just make sure you find your play style by playing a lot of creative, zone wars and a few public lobbies as well if you want to get better at 1v1s, just so you see how confident you are. But yeah, that takes a bit of time, but in the end of the day it's worth it. Alright, so now tip number 3 is your practice. And when I mean practice, is all 3 of the most important mechanics, so editing, building and shooting. The first advice for shooting, the best thing is just to do aim courses and stuff like that. Will really help you. But the way I practice shooting was by doing multiple 1v1s with PC players. PC players just made it hard for me to shoot, so I could test my aim, test my ability to aim and the play style of my aim. So like how my aim works. It's not just about accuracy of the aim, it's about when you shoot and how effective it is and stuff like that, and if it's worth taking shots sometimes depending on the situation. That's how you practice aim. Now onto building. The best thing, there's no really build courses, it's just about practicing daily, retakes, things like that. If I'm honest, a lot of the retakes, all these face away retakes, a lot of them are useless. You can use them to be flashy, however there are simpler retakes. I'll make a new video of that one day. Just make sure you're free building a lot. Look at some videos of how to do effective 90s, things like that. Things are going to help you become a better player. And remember, choose builds which are going to be helpful to your play style. not builds that are just gonna contradict them. So for example, if you're a really aggressive player and you learn how to box up really fast, it's just not going to help as much because you're just going to be boxed up. Make sure you're putting other things as a priority. It's not a bad thing to learn them in case of public games. However, in terms of 1v1s, keep your playstyle. Make sure your playstyle has a correlation to the stuff you build. So remember, if you're a really aggressive player, just build fast, build a lot of 90s, things like that. It's common sense. Just build effectively and smart. Just don't be an idiot and do some stupid retakes that no one cares about. Now for editing, I just practice some edit courses. There's a lot of edit courses you can find online. I have an edit course, there's just many. But honestly, I make my own edit course in a way. So every time I warm up, I start editing randomly, and what I do like a 2-minute course without fading any edits, and I only start practicing my other stuff when I've completed that 2-minute edit course. Everyone has different ways of practicing, but that's the most effective way I found, just by building your own edit course. It's a bit stupid when you think about it, but it's really effective. And yeah, just make sure you're doing all of these things, because if you're not, you're not going to become a good player at the game. Because when you're doing 1v1s, this game has been out for around over 2 years, right? So there are going to be people who are really good at this game and know all the mechanics, and if you're not practicing them, you're not going to catch up to them. Even if your play style is good, their play styles are going to be good as well, and they've got better mechanics, so you're going to lose. So just make sure you're practicing that constantly. Alright, let's get into the final tip. Okay, last but not least is watching your replays and how you build and stuff. So if you can, make sure you're recording all your 1v1 clips. At the end of the day, just review how you're getting along, and review the mistakes you're making. And if you're not seeing the mistakes you're making, you're not going to really improve until you realize how some small mistakes can just cost you an easy 1v1 death. For example, what you just saw now, I kind of built like an idiot. I just panic build, and if you just see what you could have done, you could have practiced what you could have done, it'll kind of stay in your long-term memory, and it'll just make you a better player. Because if you're not looking at what you can do better, you're not going to improve at all. That's just the truth. I'm going to say that a lot. If you're not improving, looking at your mistakes, you're never going to learn from them. So yeah, just make sure you're watching your replays and stuff like that, and show other people your replay. Show higher level players what you're doing wrong, and then they'll explain it to you. And just search online what you need to do in certain situations. You can always find videos like that. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to be posting a lot now. I'm going to say this again. Just make sure you guys have got notifications off. Make sure you support creator code spectre_YT and I am sharp. It would help me out a lot. Use who you want. I'm not going to force you guys, of course. I'm not like that, but I'd appreciate if you could use mine. Anyway, I hope you guys will have an amazing day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
Don't play with me, that's the only thing I love.